Hey, what's up, everybody? Hope you guys are having a great night. I know it's super late there on the East Coast, but I wanted to do a Facebook Live real quick, make a couple announcements, answer some questions, and we'll just wait for a couple minutes to see if anybody's going to jump on and kind of go from there. But I just want to see if anybody's got any questions in regards to the Business Loan Broker Academy while I sit here. And if anybody has any questions, I can answer them. Say hello. If you have any questions, go ahead and post them now. I can answer any questions that you guys might have. I know it's super late there on the East Coast. Hopefully you guys are having a great night. Let me show you what I'm doing. Is that not precious? Anybody have any questions in regards to the Business Loan Broker Academy? Any questions about what we do? Any questions? Any word from Katera? I haven't heard anything from Katera regarding today, but I'll follow up with you, Erica. Anyways, just want to see if anybody had any questions in regards to the Business Loan Broker Academy, in regards to the process, if there's any founding members. If they have any questions, I can answer any questions that they might have. I was also going to share with everybody about a podcast that I'm working on right now, essentially the concept, which is a concept that and a philosophy that I have utilized internally with all of our reps, which essentially is the law of authority. It's a fantastic way to sell, and I'm going to share just a little bit about the law of authority here with everybody in just a minute. Just want to see if anybody's got any questions. Anybody have any questions about the Business Loan Broker Academy, what it takes to be a business loan broker, commissions, what we offer? I get started? What's up, Teddy? Teddy Volsi? I get started. How do you get started? Is that the question that you're asking? Essentially, how do you get started? If you in order to get started, you have to go through the webinar, or you can send me a message. I can send you a little bit of a breakdown. We have our founding members, and we're looking for a few beta testers right now. We've signed up a handful of beta testers as well. Our founding members are essentially cemented, assuming everybody continues to keep moving forward. But we are accepting some beta testers as long as people understand that we're just going through the process of working through the academy, me and the founding members, to build the academy, build the training program. We are accepting a handful of people. We've already signed up a handful of people. I just can't stop people from signing up on the webinar. And I don't want to take away from that opportunity because they're super excited about it. And so if you're excited about it and you want to be a part of it and you want to help us build our training program and help give us honest feedback, punch holes in the system, then send me a message and I can tell you a little bit more about how to get started. It's a fantastic industry. It's changed my life. I know I've said this a million times and I'll continue to say it a million more, but it's changed my life and it's changed so many other people's lives. It's a tremendous industry. It's growing every single day, yeah, it's a really fun business. So anyways, hope that answered your question. If anybody else has any other questions, go ahead and ask them now. But essentially what I want to talk about is the law of authority. The law of authority is a fantastic way for you new loan brokers to study up on. And the law of authority is a great program or a great selling philosophy, because what it does is it allows you to operate as the authoritative figure. It allows you to instill a level of confidence, instill a level of trust, and also just allows you to kind of come over the top, if you will, of some of these entrepreneurs that have a tendency to be kind of the captains of their domains. and sometimes you have to kind of put them in their place. And so it's important for you to operate from a position of authority when you're dealing with these business owners. It also allows you to move through the process by utilizing what's called the straight line theory. And the best way to execute the straight line theory is for you to come from a position of strength and authority. And so when you utilize authority, it's just a very good sales technique to kind of position yourself. So what do I mean by kind of like essentially like the authority? When we think of like a doctor, when we think of a lawyer, when we think of accountants, those are kind of the perceived authoritative figures in their field. And so when people think of business lending, you want them to think of you, essentially. And you want them to think that you have your finger on the pulse of the lending environment, that you are a student of the loan game, of the business loan broker industry, that you're communicating with these lending institutions. You want to flex knowledge and creativity, that you've got lending institutions in your pocket, back pocket, for the one-off case scenarios. You want to let these borrowers know that you've got multiple funding sources that you can essentially help them with, that you can help them get access to, and it's because of your authoritative figure in the lending industry. And so when you come across as an authoritative figure, it's really hard for people to think otherwise, really. There's a saying that a lot of people are familiar with, which is kind of like fake it till you make it, and that's kind of very similar to the law of authority, which is you just want to maintain your position of being an authoritative figure. And so that's why it's really important that you go through trainings, that you become a student of this industry, that you spend time on not only our website, but so many other websites as well, to be able to gain as much knowledge as possible. You want to rely on our founding members as much as possible. You want to rely on our Facebook group as much as possible, because there's a lot of information that's being disseminated there that gives you a lot of power, that gives you the confidence that you need in order to be the authoritative figure. And so selling with authority is an amazing way for you to be successful in this industry. These business owners, they don't know that they need it, but they need somebody to be their shepherd. They're essentially like lost sheep. They're literally going from bank to bank to bank to bank, submitting applications blindfolded on a hope, a wish, and a prayer. They don't take the time to understand the lender's underwriting guidelines. They don't even take the time to really read and understand the application. Even just taking a step back and analyzing an application gives you at least basic underwriting guidelines as to, or basic understanding as to what the lender's underwriting guidelines are. If they ask for your DUNS number, it's probably they should probably understand that they're going to pull their Dun & Bradstreet account. If they ask what entity structure you are and they only give us LLC, S corporation, C corporation, and it's not a sole proprietor, that's probably a clear indication that they don't lend to sole proprietors. And so they don't understand these things, and so these are where you, as the authoritative figure, can come in. You can instill a high level of confidence. You can give them knowledge. You can provide them with reassurance. And what that's going to do is that's going to get them to trust you, and trust triggers obey. So it's really important to come through on the call very confident, and confident comes from, obviously training, which we're trying to put together, and then there's so many other resources that you can rely on as well that allows you to, be an authority in the business lending industry. So study our scripts. Our scripts are time tested. The more you study those scripts, the more you implement those scripts, the more you get on the phone and you execute, the more the stronger you're gonna sound, the better you're gonna sound, and obviously the higher probability you have in instilling a high level of confidence. So again, the authority, selling by the law of authority is an amazing way for you to be successful, for you to instill a high level of confidence in these borrowers and get them to essentially do what it is that you need them to do, which is to, go through the application process. Very precious. Go through the application process, move them through the credit monitoring process, and then move them into credit repair. And then because you're the authoritative figure, essentially you're going to be able to help with that sales process, whether that be assisting with the lender, assisting with one of the founding members and helping them co-broker the deal, and maybe being a secondary voice because you're the one that initially took the application, you're the one that instilled the confidence in that borrower in the first place. And so there's so many reasons why it's important for you to come from a position of authority. Just essentially the founding members. I know this isn't in the founding members page, which is why you should be a founding member or be a beta user or be on the list, the waiting list, so that you can enroll. Because once we launch it, then when you enroll, you get access to the scripts. So I'm going to like that comment there, Erica. So you need to be a founding member, or you need to be a beta user, or you need to wait, which we have probably close to 30 people on our waiting list right now, and it's probably growing by 1 or 2 people almost every single day. So yeah, you don't get access to the scripts obviously until you've kind of gone through that process. But anyways, you guys, so I want to let you guys know, if you're a founding member watching this or going to watch this, I'm going to be doing Q&As almost every single night. And the reason why is because we're doing so many, I'm doing so many one-on-one phone calls, and a lot of the questions obviously are redundant. And a lot of the founding members and even beta users are asking amazing questions. And so just want to be able to answer those questions, but I want to be able to share those questions with everybody. So we're going to be doing more lives, and we're going to be doing a few conference calls. And the people that I ran through today, that doesn't sound too good, but the people that I ran through as far as my calendar list, I asked almost every single person if they would be open to doing a Facebook Live with me and asking their questions there, and they all said yes. They all saw the value in that and how that could help. So I'm going to be doing that almost every single day at 6 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, and I'll post every day when I'm going to do that, so you guys can look forward to that. But I'm going to try to do that pretty regularly. So that way I can answer everybody's questions, all the founding members' questions. We can do deep dive discussions, talk about lending deals that you have on the table, invite other founding members into the Facebook Live, and just do everything that we can to be able to answer everybody's questions in one platform and kind of consolidate some of the questions that redundant questions, which is natural that everyone is having. Because I'm only having these conversations on a one-on-one basis. So everyone is very appreciative of the questions that get pushed into the group. So I think if we can do more Facebook Lives and encourage more people to join us on those Facebook Lives and to participate, not only from asking questions, but also to answering those questions, it's just going to help everybody, and it'll just be a great knowledge base for people to be able to reflect back on and continue to keep revisiting. So I'd like to do those, again, because the conversations have been so good, and there's been so many great discussions that are happening. It would be great to be able to share that with every single founding member, beta user, and eventually every single Academy member. So we only have a handful of people here online, but I just wanted to jump on, make that announcement, see if I could answer anybody's questions, share the night with you guys just a little bit, and let you know a little bit about the podcast that I'm working on, which is called The Law of Authority. Working on a handful of podcasts right now. I'm interviewing Scott Sanchez tomorrow, which will be exciting. Scott Sanchez is awesome. He's been a great founding member, contributing a lot of really cool sales tactics and cold calls. He's been very effective in cold calling, and I know a lot of people are reluctant to cold call, but Scott swears by that strategy among the other strategies. And I know so many other seasoned sales professionals that rely on cold calling as well. So it's great to see other founding members sharing their success, sharing their strategies. And so we don't have to just 100% rely on mine, which is a very effective strategy, but you can take what makes the most sense to you, and you can take a combination of my process versus somebody else's process, and be able to make it your own process. And I've said this a bunch of times, and I'll probably continue to keep saying it, but there's a million ways to make $1 million in this industry. We just need to band together, share our information, support each other, champion each other on, encourage each other, and we're going to continue to keep making this academy what it is, which is truly successful. So there's a couple questions here, and then I'll kind of wrap up because I know it's getting late there on the East Coast. But do you recommend having a dialer such as 5.9, or are there any cheaper ones out there? By the way, for those looking to sign up, this is literally legit. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So Ken is essentially just asking a couple things here. Ken's got two things. Do I recommend a dialer such as 5.9, or are there cheaper ones that are out there, dialers? And he's also given a cool little plug for the academy. So Ken's been in the academy now for about 35 days. He's seen great success, submitted applications, already gotten a couple loan approvals. Not sure if they closed or not, but the cool thing is he is practicing it, practicing what we preach. He's implementing it. He's seeing some success. I don't know if he's gotten any deals over to credit repair, because we just released the credit repair stage to him, but I know he will get some credit repair sales. So to answer that question, Ken, we internally have utilized 5.9, and we just recently went away from 5.9. And the reason why is because the consumers are just, they get a little bit upset. And I feel the opportunity losses every time that a consumer essentially, or a business owner, gets frustrated when there's a little bit of a lag in the phones from when they say hello to the dialer actually picking up, receiving that response, and then pushing it over to a rep. And so I wasn't a big fan of that. I know that with a high frequency and a lot of leads, you can penetrate a ton of people. But for the leads that I generate, we want to nurture them a little bit more. We want to, we don't want to burn through them as quick as we could with 5.9. And when we do get somebody on the line, we want to protect that and protect that opportunity and take it to cradle to grave. And we want to start off on the right foot. And as you guys know, it's even frustrating when you guys get calls and somebody calls and it's off a dialer, and you say hello, nobody's there, and hello, you kind of say abruptly and frustrated. And so that's not how I wanted to start off my calls with my borrowers and my prospects. So we moved away from 5.9. I do know a couple other sales floors that do business loans that run off of 5.9, and they swear by it. But for me, it just didn't work. It didn't resonate with me. I didn't like the way that my clients felt like they were being treated. So as everyone knows, I love that personal touch. I feel like my clients appreciate that personal touch as well. I do know that there's some cheaper phone systems out there outside of 5.9, like there's Phone Burner, which Phone Burner also has a texting platform as well. They may even have a voice message broadcasting system like SlideDial. I use SlideDial internally, which essentially is like a voicemail bomb. Sorry for the bad lighting too, but essentially it's a voicemail bomb. But check out 5.9, Ken, because, check out Phone Burner, because they've been around for a really long time. You can load leads up into that, and it's super, super inexpensive. So that's called Phone Burner. And when I first jumped into the space in 2008, I used Phone Burner for probably close to a year. And yeah, we loved Phone Burner. So Phone Burner is good. They're still around. They have, I think there are other systems called Callfire, something like that. So yeah, check them out. Thanks for the plug. I appreciate that. Let's see. What's the number one step on the training part? I have gone over the script you sent me, but I am a little lost on where to start in the actual training. So what's the number one step on the training part? So I'll break it down to you. Obviously, the number one step is to join the academy, get the script, which you already have, and then essentially it comes down to memorizing the script. Then it comes down to having your partners set up, right, which we set you up with your partners. There's essentially 2 partners that we need to get you set up with, one of which was just released today in the founding members page. Okay, I'll feed her in just a minute. I think she's okay for a minute. And so you need to have the script, obviously, which is time tested. Then you need to have the partner channel set up, and then you need to have the leads. And essentially, leads can come from lead providers. However you want to generate leads, we can teach you how to generate leads from offline to online. Hang on one second. Please don't do that, sweetie. Please don't do that. Thank you. So, so that's essentially what you need to do. You need to get the script, then you need to get the partners set up, which are in the Quick Start program. You need to get your website set up, because that comes down to the authority that I was referencing earlier. You need to have your professional email set up, because you don't want to be contacting these leads and emailing them from a Gmail, an MSN, a Hotmail, or a Yahoo account, because that's what you look like as a Yahoo. If you utilize those free email services, you have to come across as a professional to these business owners. That's going to allow you to be the most successful. That's what's going to allow you to have the highest level of authority and the highest perceived value when you are utilizing like free email services. I instantly think of Craigslist, and that's what a lot of other people think of as well, is Craigslist. Hang on, please stop doing that. Okay. Let me show you what's going on here. So yeah. Anyways, so that's what my recommendation is. Then you need to have a Facebook page. For you to be again perceived, not necessarily a big deal, but these are the little tiny semantics that you need. So you need the script, you need the partners set up, then you need the credit channel set up, and then you need the leads, and then essentially you're ready to go, and that's it, and you're ready to go. And once you have the leads, then you can start to sign people up for the first stage of the monetization process. You can instantly start sending them down to the credit repair process, and then we can set the channels up for the lending institutions as well. So it's literally that simple. I probably did a bad job even explaining it, but the stage is very simple. You need to get your website set up, you need to have your professional email address, then you need to have the script, and then you need to have access to the partners, which you should, and then you need to have the leads to run through, and you're literally ready to go. And from the time that you sign up, now that we have the credit repair piece in place as of this morning, how to schedule appointments and how to fill out the appointment, essentially, then now you're ready to go. So we've got stage 1 of the monetization stream. Now we've got stage 2 set up of the monetization stream, and you've got the script, and you're ready to go. Remember, 95% of the people, a lot of people are kind of getting hung up on the lenders. And remember, you can rely on the founding members, you can rely on the group, and remember that 95% to 98% of the people that you're going to talk to are going to go down the credit repair channel. So don't let some of these little tiny semantics, like not knowing in full detail where to send the deal or what lender channels to send them through. Remember, initially what you want to do is you want to kiss the program. You want to keep it as simple as possible, and your whole job right now is just to take an application until you're up to speed. So just focus on the application process and the script. It's super simple. It's like 2.5 pages. It walks you right through A to Z, the exact questions that you need to ask in order to be successful. And that's the only thing that you need. You don't need to have relationships quite yet set up with the lenders, although when you're in the group you can get access to a couple lenders and get those set up. You essentially literally just need to just set up with partner number 1, which is in the Quick Start program. Partner number 2 is about to be in the Quick Start program. As soon as I'm done with this Facebook Live, I'm going to be adding them into the Quick Start program. And then you have access to the leads, to the script. And then we need to have a strategy call essentially to figure out how we're going to go about obtaining the leads. And leads can be generated in an offline, in an online marketing strategy, paid or non-paid strategies. There's a bunch of ways to go about generating leads. Again, we even got cold call scripts. And so don't let really anything stop you from moving forward, because it's super simple. You just need to kiss it. Again, you've got the script, you've got partner number 1, partner number 2, and that's really all you need, because 98%, 95% of the people are going to be going to through those specific channels. Then you can rely on the founding members, you can rely on me, and we'll all take care of your deals that need to be funded. And there's a reason why in the script it gives you 24 hours for you to essentially find funding for them, and if we can't find funding for them, then we send them to our secondary partner to pitch their services. And so in that 24 hours, you can rely on me, you can rely on the founding members, and we'll tell you if you have a deal that's there. If not, again, send them right to Credit Repair. Go on the link that I posted earlier, choose the time that you originally set with the borrower, and then upload the credit report, and you're good to go. So I hope that answered your question. Probably over-explained it so much that I might have botched it. But it's super simple. Keep it simple. Script, leads, partners. Then work on your authority. Work on your social proof. Work on your email. Get your website up. All of which you just need to communicate with Katera. And then work on getting your Facebook page set up. You can go to Adobe Spark. Adobe Spark has templates that you can create. Facebook is great right now because they just barely released the ability for you to backdate your group, backdate your posts. And so you can backdate all of your posts, so that way, if you set your group up tonight or your page up tonight, you could literally post from back in July of 2016, and you can backdate those, or 2017 rather. Probably don't want to go back that far. If you want to, you don't have to. I haven't done that. I didn't do that in this group, but you can definitely do that if you don't want to have that perception that you just barely started. Again, coming full circle back to, that authority. So again, it's just really all about the authority. It's all about you kind of maintaining that upper level. And the only way you're able to do that, again, you can fake it till you make it, but at the end of the day, you've got to make it. And it really comes down to you being a student of the industry, relying on me, the founding members, the other Academy members, and then going out there and just doing your own due diligence as well. Spending time on the SBA's website, spending time on some big lenders' websites like, On Deck and Cabbage, and going to even just Wells Fargo and Bank of America and Chase Bank, and reading about Capital One Spark Card for business owners, and just educating yourself about the different types of loan programs that are out there, and going to Dun & Bradstreet's website and researching what Dun & Bradstreet is, and that's really a fun way for you to be able to build up authority and for you to judge an individual. This is one of the things I tell my internal reps is, if you feel like you've got somebody who is a hot shot or a business owner who thinks they know it all, just ask them if they know what their Dun & Bradstreet profile is, or if they know who Dun & Bradstreet is, or an even better question is just ask them if they know who the biggest business credit player is, and sometimes they'll say, yeah, it's Dun & Bradbury. In fact, more oftentimes than not, they'll actually mispronounce Dun & Bradstreet's name, which again allows you to correct them politely, but at that same time, when you do correct them, that does build yourself up as an authoritative figure, because you're kind of saying politely with a little bit of an elbow jab, so to speak, like, hey, Mr. Business Owner, respectfully, you are the master at cleaning pipes, and you're a master plumber, and when my pipes are clogged, I'm going to call you because I don't know shit about shit, and you do. And there's a reason why 500 to 800 business owners come to my website every single day asking for my help, and it's because I'm the perceived authoritative figure to so many people when it comes to lending. And that's essentially the authoritative state that you want to carry. And sometimes you have to give these business owners a little bit of a slap in the face, so to speak, or a little bit of a dose of reality, like, hey, you don't know what it is that you're talking about. And I know that you're used to telling people what to do, and you're the captain of your domain, and you're kind of the man in your sphere, but there's a reason why we're talking today, and there's a reason why lending institutions aren't lending the money to you, and my job is to let you know that politely, you don't know what you're doing, and I know exactly what I'm doing. And you can rely on our success, you can rely on our company's success, the academy's success, the founding members' success, because we're all here to help you. So, you know, our company, my company, in the last couple of years has been responsible for close to $200 million in loan originations. You can say that. I know that Daryl has been responsible for close to $1 billion in his entire career of funding. And so, you know, our company and our academy, it's safe to say that in a short period of time, this is actually really fun to think about, but our academy is going to be responsible for funding probably close to $500 to $1 billion in the next couple of years that we're going to be responsible for deploying into the economy. So I'm regressing just a little bit, but that comes to that authoritative state. Like, I feel very confident that we're going to be able to do that. I know what we can do, and it's because I understand the industry. I understand the people that I'm working with in the industry and what we're capable of, and I know that the industry is just not even close to being tapped out, and there's just so much of a tremendous opportunity. And so as our community continues to get stronger and our academy continues to fund more deals and add more lenders and have better structured trainings, we're just going to all be that much stronger, and the academy is just going to be pretty powerful. So you know, be a student of this industry, rely on me, rely on the other founding members, and just be a sponge. I mean, I'm learning stuff every single day from our founding members, because I don't know it all. The industry's ever changing, and that's what's fun about the industry. So anyways, yeah, good night, CJ. Thanks for hanging out. Not to ramble on and take up a lot of you guys' time and away from your family. I know that your Facebook feed is primarily blown up with business loan broker academy stuff, as mine is, but I love it, and I hope you guys do too, and you guys are embracing it. So anyways, my baby's getting a little bit antsy. Moana. Need to get this little one off to bed for school. Yes, you. So I'm going to wrap it up. I got 2 little babies I got to take care of now, and I hope you guys have had a fantastic day. I hope you guys are really excited about this opportunity, because I know that I am. Focus on your goals. I'm focused on mine, my brokerage. I'm focused on your guys' goals, on the academy, and what we're doing here is super special. And thank you guys for being a part of it. And with that being said, let's just wrap it up. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic night. Thanks for being a part of it, like I mentioned. And we'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you in your guys' feed tomorrow. Have a great one.